How's it going, everyone? It's Zerker, and we are back finally, all the way up to date with the manga haul for July. And yeah, we got a little bit of everything this go around, so let's jump into it. All right, we're gonna start things off with Girls in Panzer Little Army. This is volume 1 of 2, and since I am trying to collect this particular series because I actually did really enjoy the films from this. So I just want to get at least the manga that I know is available, which I think is just the base series or the base manga, and then this one. And this, like I said, this one's only 2 series, and the base series, or I guess like the first main manga line series, is just 4 volumes in total. Which that 4th one, surprisingly, is a lot of money. So it's expensive. But yeah, I found this on Thrift Books. I think it was 12 bucks shipped, something like that. As you can tell, it's a library copy. And yeah, so I just gotta get cleaned up and then look for volume 2. Following that up with this next series is going to be Spriggan volume 4 here. This is the final volume for these deluxe editions from 7 Seas. This is a great series. Highly recommend you at least check out the anime on Netflix if you get opportunity, but definitely give these a shot. I actually love everything with these covers and the spines and everything. Like the glossiness to the matte finish is just, it just is great, and the color choices are fantastic. This is a great story. Highly recommend you give this a shot. We also went and picked up the one-shot by Tatsuki Fujimoto. This is Goodbye Eri. This is just, everyone's hyped up and like excited for this one. And from what I've seen, and what I really like is it's all being captured from like a cell phone. I mean, that's kind of basing what I'm basing it off of with the cover here, but the whole panels and everything, they're all set up like that. So I think that's pretty cool, and I'm excited to see what's going on in this series. I've heard a little bit, but that was such a while ago that I've basically forgotten what this whole series is about. But yeah, we'll have to see what it's all about. And we also went ahead and got volume 9 of Ragna Crimson. I believe this one is approaching its finale. I think maybe 13 volumes, if I remember investigating online a while back. But this is just a fun, like, power fantasy kind of, I don't even know if power fantasy is the right word, but just a dark kind of fantasy thing. It's a little weird with Crimson's ability and like how they can manifest things. Like that throws me off a little bit. But maybe it kind of covers that a little further in the volumes. I'm not sure. Kind of what I'm getting at is I forget what volume it was, but Crimson, who is like a dragon that is like working with Ragna to defeat like these dragons, they end up manifesting like M4s and AKs and rocket launchers and all this stuff. And this is a world of like magic and swords, so it threw me off a little bit. And yeah, but I enjoy it. This is a fun series. It's definitely worth the read. If you don't want to read it, definitely go give the anime that's coming out later this year or early next year, because it's a fun one. And another older series that I've been trying to finish collecting is going to be GTO 14 Days in Shonen. This is the first volume. I need one more after this one, and then it will be complete. It's obviously a former library copy. I also got this one on Thrift Books when I ordered the Girls in Panzer one. So yeah, like I said, I just need one more volume. I forget which one it is now. I just need one more, and this will be fully completed. Yeah, and then I can check that off my to complete list. Next up, we got another series I've been really enjoying, and that is going to be Chain Soldier Volume 4. And I believe this is made by the same mangaka as Akame Got Kill, Hinawa Got Crush. And in this series, basically, from what I remember, because these come out a little slow for me, but there's a disaster, I believe it's called the Mato disaster, anyway, something like that. And it's like an alternate dimension, I'm guessing. And yeah, these special forces that are, from what I've seen so far, are comprised of like women with like super abilities and everything. And I guess he gets possessed or has an ability as a male, and he becomes one of these female warriors, is like little pet, I guess, in a sense. Like he is not like necessarily not like a pet, but like he's used to help assist in their battles or whatever. It's a weird one, like I said, but it's fun. And speaking of fun, this is, like I said, this is not a series I was anticipating to actually enjoy, but I really do enjoy it. And it has volume 7 of This Is Screwed Up, but I was reincarnated as a girl in another world. Always a fun time with this series. Hopefully I don't show any... yeah. But yeah, this is a fun series. It's more wholesome than I actually ever really would have thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's just a wholesome, fun series. And if you're curious about a gender-bent kind of story where the guy is not like a weirdo in a sense, then definitely give this a shot. There's magic, there's ogres and all that stuff, but this is fun. It's just a fun, enjoyable, like wholesome, fun read. And one of my favorite mangas I've picked up in 2022 and into this year, and that is almost finishing, Marginal Operation 14, or Volume 14. And basically, I don't really recall or ever see anybody talk about this particular series, but this is basically about child soldiers becoming like mercenaries and things like that. And they basically get, I guess, like adopted by this guy. And he creates his own mercenary company using these kids. And his whole goal is to make enough money for them to stop doing this job and actually like experience life as normal kids, going to school, you know, doing all that teenage stuff. So that's like, it's got a wholesome like backstory or like goal. Whether or not we actually get to that, we'll have to see. I believe this, like I said, this is very close to ending. I think 17 volumes is what I heard, or maybe 19. But yeah, this gets pretty dark. It gets pretty wholesome. It covers a lot of bases. So if you're into that type of thing, definitely give it a shot. I really think everyone should give this a shot because I think a lot of people will be surprised about what this series has to offer. All right, next up we have volume 3 of Last Gender, When We Are Nameless. This is the final volume for this particular series, so it's a very short series with only 3 volumes. And basically, a little story about a bar called Bar California, and it's a sex bar that welcomes people of all genders and sexual orientations. For some, it's the only place for them to feel like themselves, or for a place for them to discover who they are. This is interesting. I didn't read volume 2 yet, so I can't really go off of much more than what I read in volume 1. Volume 1 was fairly interesting enough to actually make me want to look into getting the next volume. And once I found out it was only going to be 3 volumes in total, I just had to pick this up and see what it all is going to conclude to and everything. But yeah, if you're into all that type of stuff, definitely give it a shot. It seemed pretty wholesome in regards to the subject matters. It does have some adult theming and adult imagery and everything in there, but I think it uses it in such a way to help people, or help the people in this story or this series become who they feel like they are. So it's pretty cool. It's a nice one. One of my favorite series that I have in my collection, that is Volume 12 of Call of the Night. This is great. I'm going to let this one build up a lot more because I think I'm maybe 1 or 2 volumes behind where this one's at. So yeah, just going to let this build up and then just binge through them like I have been, because it's always fun to read this series in a nice chunk. But yeah, it's fun. There's nothing more that can be said. A lot of people have talked about this series. So hopefully this keeps up with the fun and dark and just wackiness that's been going on in the series. All right. And lastly, for the manga, at least for the manga, I went ahead and picked up volumes. I'm going to butcher the shit out of this. Ayashimon. Yeah, the first 2 volumes of this series. This is made by the same mangaka that did Hell's Paradise. And I believe we are only getting, or it was only released in 3 volumes. So it's a short series. Who knows? If it's anything like Hell's Paradise, I should be happy with it and enjoy it. Hopefully it's a little bit more violent, maybe crazier than Hell's Paradise. I don't know, we'll have to see. But I'm going to wait until I at least get the 3rd volume before I read all these, and then kind of base my assessment on whether or not it stays or it has to go. But high hopes, because Hell's Paradise was one of my favorite reads from last year. So I'm hoping this is just as good at the very least. And moving right along, I went ahead and decided to pick up the Dragon Ball Super Superhero Blu-ray. I'm not gonna lie, I actually, when I first saw this series or this movie in like the announcement of it and like the trailer of it, I wasn't too excited about what I was seeing. But when we actually saw, or I guess when I actually saw this in film and like actually how everything they did, I got into it. And the crazy part was, and I feel like this Dragon Ball's always do this really well with most of their movies, is that I think the runtime on this is like an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 20 minutes, somewhere around there. But it literally felt like I was watching like a 20-minute episode. The pacing was so perfect. Yeah, there was some parts where you're just kind of like, what the hell, you know? That was like, yeah. But overall, this was a fantastic watch, and it's probably one that I will watch over again a couple times. Like I always watch the Fusion Reborn Dragon Ball Z movie that came out so long ago. That was like my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie. So I'm hoping this kind of does the same thing, because I'm really excited to see. I don't know if they're going to do it for the main series, but I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with, you know, Beast Gohan and like Orange Piccolo and all that. I think they can provide some fun opportunities for Dragon Ball Super, and pushing Goku and Vegeta out of the picture as the main characters and pushing Gohan more into the focus like the original intention was in Dragon Ball Z. So super excited to see where this goes for the series. All right, we're gonna move into the other miscellaneous things. This next piece is a clear file. I never thought I would be a clear file owner, but I couldn't pass it up. That is a Nagatoro clear file. And yeah, I do intend to get a frame for this, and then we can hang it up somewhere. But yeah, that's what the Nagatoro clear file. Now these next three items, they are vinyls. I'm gonna be straight up, but I never thought I would actually purchase these particular vinyls. My friend Lux, I'll post her which somewhere down below, something like that. But anyway, she listens to a lot of Game Chop music on her streams. They were cool. She kind of turned me on to Game Chop. I would listen to it every now and then. And my friend Ishka, I'll also drop his link somewhere down below or on the screen or whatever, but he sent me a link to a vinyl website. I don't know, I can't remember if it was strictly vinyl, but it was a website that sold vinyls, and they had Game Chop vinyls on there, and I decided to pick some up. So we got the Samus and Chill. I haven't listened to this one just yet. Yeah, I haven't listened to this one just yet, but you can't go wrong with anything Metroid. You really can't. Okay, disclaimer, this next one is not a Game Chop one. I thought it was, but it's not. And it makes sense because it's not a game soundtrack. This one is, if I remember correctly, because it's all in Japanese, but if I remember correctly, the listing was Ghibli and Chill. I think it was something like that. I don't quite remember what the actual English titling was, but you can't go wrong with Ghibli and lo-fi kind of remixing. So, and I realized I should probably take it out of the sleeve. Might be a little bit better. But yeah, this should be a fun little listen. But this next one I did open and I did listen to it, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. And it's one that this is the album that Lux got me turned on to with the Game Chop stuff. So that is the Zelda and Chill. Oh god, I'm not even in frame. Yeah, this one's just fun. This was a fun little listen to. I'm really glad, for one, that she told me about it, and my friend Ishka for unknowingly sending me that link that had some vinyls that I would eventually buy. Now we're going to move on to the last two items for the haul of June, and these are ones that I have been searching for a while. I missed out on the initial pre-order, totally forgot about it all after that, and then I randomly saw one when I was searching for a Gundam model kit, and I had to buy what I could get. That is the 86 model kit. Yeah, this one is sealed in a sense. But yeah, like I said, I missed out on the initial pre-orders for these, and then I totally spaced on getting them later down the road. And yeah, so I decided to find some online. I mean, this like, I was looking at these for months and they were always super expensive. I just started finding some recently that started coming down in price. So here's another one that I got. And yeah, I have a third one coming in. Unfortunately, it just didn't make it in time for this video, which is fine, no biggie. But yeah, that's my haul for June. It's a little bit of everything. And if you saw my post that I made a couple days ago. You'll know we got a special delivery from IKEA, and the background will be changing once again, so it's more work for me to do. But yeah, I'll see you guys pretty soon, hopefully. Peace.